Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Forum of Hydrogen and Fuel Cells Europe, here on Hannover Fair 2022. I'm very happy to see so many people here in the forum. There's still some places free, so come on, have a seat, have a drink on the house, and follow the next discussion. Ask your questions, because we will talk with Siemens, and Siemens is your partner along the hydrogen value chain. And for this talk, I would like to announce to you and present to you the Strategic Account Manager, Oil and Gas Hydrogen, Andreas Glogowski. Here he comes. Give him a big hand, please. Very good. So whenever you have a question, just raise your hand. I will come with the microphone directly to you. You can ask your questions directly. Mr. Glogowski, we have to make one thing clear. If I have Siemens on stage, everybody thinks, wow, we talk about Zeeleiser and the hydrogen solutions, but that's not the case. You are in another branch of Siemens, right?
I'm in a different company.
In a different company, even.
I think, you know, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, our energy business was carved out, and the hydrogen business itself, the Zeeleiser, based on the PEM technology, is now in a different company called Siemens Energy. You can find this in hall number 12.
They should be here on the hydrogen fuel cell. Anyway, they're still here on Hannover Fair, of course. But what exactly are you doing? Tell me.
Yeah, what you said already, Siemens is supporting the customer base along the hydrogen value chain, from the production of the electrolyzer till the automation, electrification and digitalization of the electrolyzer itself. So at least our customer are the typical customer you find here around, and we are supporting in a very efficient way how to produce an electrolyzer, and that the electrolyzer works in the environment, in the cities, in the industrial environment.
Could you hold your microphone a little bit closer? Because, but it's a trade show, you know, it's very noisy here, and everybody wants to listen to you closely. So if I got you wrong, you want to help your customers on their way to a clean energy future. Is that correct?
Yes. We are supporting the production of the equipment for the electrolyzer, but also for the equipment around the electrolyzer. Water purification, the electrification to bring the hydrogen to the next level, to produce ammonia, to produce a filling station, and so on. This is what we are doing to support our customers. The second step is that we are doing the automation of the electrolyzer, the digitalization of the electrolyzer, that we combined the electrolyzer in a grid with all the equipment around. This is what we are doing, unfortunately not in this hall. If you go to hall number 9, you see everything what is really important for this automation and digitalization. I think digitalization is also an important topic. Not only because of software is key. I think more important is the simulation of the process, the simulation of the production. So at least you can combine the production area and the development of the product of the Zeeleiser, sorry, the electrolyzer. Yeah. Zeeleiser was our product, yeah. So the electrolyzer, generally speaking, based on PEM, based on alkali solution, it's independent from the type of the electrolyzer.
Mr. Glogowski, I still haven't got it yet. So are you a consultant, or are you installing your products at your customers?
We are a product. Siemens is a product company, a solution company, and for sure a consultant company. Okay. So at least the portfolio of Siemens is so broad that we really need to support our customer to select the right tool. Think about new technology I'm really happy to talk about MTP. Who knows MTP?
I know, since 5 minutes.
You are from Siemens, it's not fair. MTP, Model Type Package. Module Type Package means you can exchange in your production as plug and play. If the cutting machine for membranes are too old and you need a new one, maybe from another distributor, pull it out, plug the new in, and it works. This is based on the Namur standard. It's very new, but this is exactly what we need in the future to be more flexible, to react very fast on the demand of the market.
And does Siemens really support it? Because they want to sell their products, of course.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we are not alone in the market. We have a lot of competitors, and I think competitors are really important in this area. This brings the development, the innovation, a big step ahead. If you have only one company who sell, no competition, why should they improve? Why should they innovate? Yeah, and this really, you are right. We provide this, we support this, that we really can bring the best benefit to our customer.
So, Mr. Glogowski, if you have a customer and he says, well, I take the Silyzer because I like it very much, but the purification I want to do with another company. You say, well, that's no problem, it's plug and play.
Right. If the distributor of the water purification is following the standard, yes.
Okay.
That's right.
They have to follow
Exactly.
the Namur standard or the quality standard?
The Namur
of Siemens?
standard.
The Namur standard,
Namur
of
standard.
course, yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that, you know, because let's think of other applications, smart home, for instance, you know. This doesn't come into reality just because we had all these different standards, and they didn't, they couldn't come to one standard in the end. So this took very long, much too long.
Yeah, but I think Siemens is providing a couple of standards for a long period. Think about Profibus, Profinet. Think about the OPC. Yeah? So we are following exactly these kind of standards that we can combine our products with the rest of the world. Yeah.
A very important thing that you said is that you also help your customers not only with electrification but also with automation and digitalization. That is typical Industry 4.0, and you do that in the field of oil and gas and hydrogen. How digitized is this field of business already?
This is a nice question. Industry 4.0, I think industry, I worked for 3 years in China, and we always said Industry 4.0. Yeah, so it's a typical
Even in
brand.
Chinese people say so.
Yeah, Industry 4.0 is a typical brand,
Yeah.
a brand name, yeah, like Siemens. The digitalization helps us to follow this standard for Industry 4.0. At least to combine the production and the product, the development of the production area and the development of the product. So you're much more faster to develop a new product if you can develop in parallel your production area. This is, I think, if you go to the hall number 12, to Siemens Energy, we are starting big industrial areas to produce the Silyzer. At the moment, Silyzer is handmade. This is a hydrogen equipment from Siemens Energy. So they need to do this automated. They need to do this in a digital way. They need to test it digital. They make a commissioning on a digital way. Yeah? So at least you can do much more before you have the real product. You have the real production area. So you can speed up, you can reduce, because of the digital testing, digital commissioning, you can reduce the CO2 footprint dramatically. Yeah?
I'm very much with you, because we need also to bring the costs down, and we can only bring the costs down if we scale up, and we can only scale up if we end the manufacturing assembly.
Yeah. I think This is also a very important topic. Think about the different ideas of electrolyzer. Yeah? The alkali analysis is a very old, very established technology. Think about PEM. PEM is a new technology, is a beginning of the development. So if you scale up, you can improve the quality, you can improve the output much more better. And if you can simulate this, the process itself, yeah, so you have a big benefit for your production area itself.
Okay, you mentioned alkali electrolyzers, so you're also working together with ThyssenKrupp, obviously.
Oh, don't let us talk about customer, yeah.
Well, that was my next question. Who are your customers? Tell me.
Our customer are typically customer who produce electrolyzer. We consult the customer for the right production area. We consult the customer to automate the electrolyzer itself, and then we select together the right portfolio. Sometimes not from Siemens, by the way. At least we also combined our equipment with equipment from our competitor. Sometimes we do not have the right equipment. Think about the high pressure we need for hydrogen. Yeah? Think about the density of hydrogen because of the ceilings. Yeah? So at least we need also to combine our portfolio with portfolio of our competitors or sometimes of our partners. And I think this is really important that the companies who produce electrolyzer find the right way and the optimal way to produce what you said and to scale up very, very quickly.
Mr. Glogowski, so if I got it right, so you have either the original equipment manufacturers on the one hand and also the equipment processing centers on the other hand, the OEMs and EPCs.
Yeah, not only. The EPCs are really important because they establish an area with Siela. Think about Wunsiedel, think about Mainz, Industriepark Mainz, think about the very famous test equipment in Chile from Porsche to produce the green fuel. So at least the EPCs, the general contractor, are really important for us. The OEM are important, but also the system integrator, because somebody has to integrate the equipment to a complete production plant. Yeah, so at least we have a lot of machine builders for special equipment. And honestly, the most of the equipment I never saw in my life. There are cutting machines for membranes. There are coating machines I never saw. Yeah, because you have to coat the membrane with gold and iridium, yeah? Or platinum and iridium. Yeah? So 1 kilo. It's one of your
very
annual salary.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah, indeed. Of course. So, but in your job title, I've also read oil and gas industry. So you only work together with oil and gas industry, or mainly?
I think you cannot separate oil and gas industry and hydrogen and renewable energies. If you see the global market of oil and gas companies, you see all these companies are changing their mindset step by step. I would not like to mention a single company, but look around in Germany, look around globally. They move from a typical oil and gas company to an energy company, and they need to do this. I think from my personal point of view, don't look on my tag, we need oil and gas the next years, for sure. And
how many?
But we need also to integrate the renewable energies, not only wind power, water, solar, and hydrogen, at least as a storage, as a converter of energies.
Right. I would like to give you the opportunity to ask your questions. If there are any questions, just raise your hand. I'll be with the microphone right with you. Mr. Glogowski, so to wrap up, it's all about process implementation. You're building and operating equipment modules, even entire plants. You're planning from hydrogen production, conversion, storage, transport, and usage. All this field, we could say.
Yeah. I think we are doing exactly the same what we are doing in chemical industry, automotive industry, food and beverage industry. We support our customer along the entire value chain, from the feasibility study to the pre-feed, feed, engineering, commissioning, and operation.
And can you tell me where you find the most obstacles, where it's the most complicated step for your customers?
Yeah, I think if you think about hydrogen, everybody thinking, oh, my next car could be not a e-car, but a hydrogen car. And honestly, I'm really convinced that the mobility based on hydrogen is not the next step, but the step after. The first step is to support the industries who are consuming the most hydrogen at the moment. Fertilizer industry, chemical industry, metals and mining industry. This is the most important topic to reduce the CO2 footprint.
And steel industry maybe also, yes.
Yeah, sorry, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we are talking about the mass transportation, trains, trucks, and then probably the individual transportation will come.
But did you say you want to buy, your next car will be a fuel cell car or not?
My next car will be an e-car, definitely.
An e-car, okay. Very good. Okay, I've heard about a project you had together with Hydrogenius. Could you tell us a little bit more what you did with them in the United States?
I think what I said before, let us not talk about customers,
okay.
because it's not fair. We have a lot of customers here around.
Okay.
So at least we also support, consult, and engineer together with our customer to optimize the production chain, to bring our customer, our partners on speed. Okay. This is what we are doing, and we copy a lot of ideas from the chemical industry. We copy a lot of ideas from the automotive industry, because production is production. We only are talking about the details when we're talking with the different machine builders. Yeah, they are special machine builders, and also they need our support because of our equipment.
Then let's talk about a potential customer you could have. This is Siemens Gamesa. Couldn't you help them a little bit more?
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting question. If you consider at the moment, we have the wind power, we have the solar power, we have the electrolyzer. We bring the power from the windmills. We have a lot of converter in between, and then we need the power for the electrolyzer. I think, and then we convert the power again to hydrogen. So at least we have a lot of losses in between. Very future-oriented and interesting is if we discuss how we can bring the wind turbine directly to the electrolyzer, to combine both worlds, the wind power and the electrolyzer. This is an idea I think we have to follow. The same idea with solar power, not to convert AC to DC, DC to AC. We have a lot of losses in between, and this is not reliable and not sustainable.
Thank you very much, Mr. Glogowski. It was a pleasure having you on stage here. If you are further interested, please visit Mr. Glogowski and his colleagues. One of them is here with us at their booth. Over there in the front left, it's booth number D69/1. And once again, Mr. Glogowski, thank you very much for being here. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thank you so much to all of you listening. Let me add one topic. Our main booth in hall number 9 is also very interesting. You have all these steps, not based on products, but based on customer value. Yeah? So if you go to hall number 9, you see the customer value of the Siemens equipment.
That's what I've learned.
Thank you so much.
Siemens is everywhere. Wherever you go, you will find Siemens. Thank you.